As you can see right here, that says www.dumb/about education/strong/2008/Hammond/JSP. And if you can see that date right there is 2/10/2010. This is an article about Ulysses B. Hammond. This information is being put out by Dominion Power. I'm not sure where they got the information from. But it says Ulysses B. Hammond was a high school student in Washington, D.C. when he read an article that shocked him. The article said that African Americans were intellectually inferior. He says Hammond immediately vowed to prove the writer wrong, where he says, "We were ready to show that we could compete." He says, "That day sparked a fire. I felt that I had received an excellent education at McKinley Tech and the public schools of D.C." Okay, now, Ulysses B. Hammond was a high school student in Washington, D.C. When he read an article that shocked him, the article said that African Americans were intellectually inferior. Okay, let me stop there. Where is your airport? Explain to me how an airport run. Okay, your airport is locked out behind the concept of public facility. If you don't have a public facility credential or establishment, then you're just competed out by the public airport and private airports. So you can have a private airport, but primarily the justification why you do not need an airport and why you will have to probably go through a lot of red tape to have an airport is because there's already public airports, sir. What do you need an airport for, sir? So it's going to be miles of red tape. And if you didn't start learning how to fly when you were young, the chances are of you even passing a flight test where everyone will depend on you as being a pilot to get them from one place to another. So this article right here where the article says the African Americans were intellectually inferior. He says, Hammond immediately vowed to prove the writer wrong. We were ready to show that we could compete, he says. See, first of all, prove the writer wrong. That's the wrong reason to be in school in the first place. You want to prove someone wrong? Look, the fact is this. If there's someone in your family who has a business and it's a thriving business and they need more people and you go to school and you learn a new trade, then once you get out of school, you go to school to learn something that's going to be able to enhance the businesses that's in your family, your family's organization. Okay? Yeah, sure, there's corporations and everything up here, but the root of education is so that you can go and learn a trade that's going to enhance something that you already have access to. You know, for example, you all have a lot of pigs and you kill the pigs and make bacon, and you make homemade bacon, and the business is growing. So now you need to know more about accounting. So one of the young ones off of the field ends up going to college and learning about accounting, and they graduate and they're able to actually go back and contribute not only to their family but with an accounting's degree, you'll be able to help the entire community. So Hammond immediately vowed to prove the right or wrong. We were ready to show that we could compete. Okay, well, to compete, you have to have a reason. You have to definitely have a somewhere to go when you graduate. You know, the race includes where you came from, the people that's there, what are they doing, what they need from you, where you go to get the education, how well you do there, how well you leave there, and how well you return and install the information that you have learned. That is the competition, to say the least. So, Hammond immediately vowed to prove the right or wrong. He can't do it alone. He can't do that alone. Okay, we are, we were ready to show that we could compete. He says that that day sparked a fire. I felt that I had received an excellent education at McKinney Tech and the public schools of DC. Okay. Okay, intellectually inferior. Okay, where is your space station? Okay, so first of all, the article should stop right there. Ulysses B. Hammond was a high school student in Washington, D.C. when he read an article that shocked him. It shocked him because he's not that smart. Okay, so now look. He may not even have claimed to be that smart. So my comment is not against him. My comment against the people that's putting out this information to make it seem like this is a high achievement. For example, further signs of Hammond's determination were shown in 1969 during high school when he convinced the Washington Post's editors to recognize McKenzie basketball team rather than a suburb team as being number one in the region. Okay, so Hammond convinced the Washington Post editors to recognize McKenzie's basketball team rather than a suburban team as being number one. Okay, that wasn't Hammond's team that he was convincing the Washington Post editors to recognize as being number one in the region. So he was doing, okay, first of all, the Washington Post is a business. You know, I'm saying Kentucky Fried Chicken. Let's say Kentucky Fried Chicken had a basketball team. I'm saying, let's say that Kentucky Fried Chicken had a reward or something for number one basketball teams. Okay, he convinced Kentucky Fried Chicken to recognize McKinley's basketball team rather than a suburban team. Okay, he convinced Kentucky Fried Chicken to recognize someone else's basketball team rather than a suburban team as being number one. Okay, so look, you, if you have a basketball, you have a team that you play with in the neighborhood. Okay, that's your team. You organize that. Okay, I'm saying no, I'm saying it clearly states right here that he missed his mark by convincing the Washington Post editors to recognize McKinley's basketball team rather than his own. It says that it's McKinley's basketball team. Okay, so this is the type of information that's being put out about African Americans. You're out in front of you so that you can learn from, when that is not a very high example. Um, there's more about Hammond, and I may even say some other things about him, but this is just my interpretation. Yes, he was part of the team. He was part of the team. In 1969, read up what type of what type of team he was on. That's what I'm trying to say. What type of team was he on? And look what he did for that team. What was done for him? Did what happened to him rub off or trickle down to you? Okay, if you follow this example, what will you have personally achieved for yourself? For yourself, okay? Um, constantly seeing entities, constantly seeing entities grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're working and working and working, and getting smaller and smaller and smaller. You know, there's something absolutely wrong about that. So look at what he was taught. Look at what he was taught. He was taught to think that he should be doing that for McKinley. Look, that was only to what other opportunities will he have to do something for himself? Research him. What is he doing today? Okay, that opportunity, that time that he had a chance to speak to the Washington Post to convince them and to recognize McKinley High. See, speak to the Washington Post, recognize McKinley High. That opportunity right there. Had that opportunity, had he been spending his prior years to preparing his own basketball team, the moment that he came across the Washington Post to convince them to recognize, he'd have been calling them, convincing them to recognize his basketball team. But he has been spending his time on someone else's basketball team. So therefore, right now, McKinley's basketball team may be doing very well, while this gentleman right here is not. Okay, so I have actually taken this little research project a little bit further here just to show you something. I actually typed it into Google right here. If you can see that, Ulysses B. Hammond, and it brought me to this page right here where I actually scrolled down here and could see his pictures. So, as you can see, this picture, which speaks of him, it's 2010, and I printed this out. He still dresses pretty much the same. So, I seen that he was right here on Facebook, so I clicked on that. And it took me to Lawrence Memorial L plus M Hospital. And it says right here, Ulysses B. Hammond is chairman of the L&M boards of directors. It says, we join in congratulating him on such an honor, and we join in thanking him not just for what he has done for L&M, but rather what he has done for our entire community. The day, a much deserved honor for Hammond. Okay. He's having someone speak about him here, and he's having someone speak about him here. Okay. Right. See, this is, it shows me that he's encapsulated into something that is false, because if it was real, it would be encapsulating you too. You know, having someone to write about you. Okay, watch. Having someone to write about you, you have to be around them doing some things. You have to be you have to be encapsulated in a situation and doing things within within the environment. In that situation, you're doing things, you're being active in the situation, and then there's other people and they're writing about you because they see you. Now, where is that? Where is that for you? Where? Okay, who can write about you? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so basically, okay, from where you're sitting right now, think about what you have done and think about why you're not reading what you have done. Okay, now you may have done some amazing things, but no one's writing about you. And that whole separation, from where you are to where he is, that the division between where you are and where he is what I'm referring to. There's a gap. Okay. However, I just even went over here to YouTube, and there's absolutely no information about him here. There's no information. This is the first page. As a matter of fact, there's not even any numbers down there. Okay, so I'm showing you what the media does. This is what education is doing, and this is what media is doing. Ulysses B. Hammond, they're on YouTube, and you can see that there's absolutely no videos and no other page options to select on the bottom. This is the very bottom of the page right there. See? Okay, so these people right here, I'm going to try to find them. I'm going to find them right quick, and I'm going to try and bring them back. But these people, Okay, thanks for being honest. Thanks for being honest. Oh, here it is. Yes, here it is. Okay, now this is in between. This is the different. Okay, um, right. This basically shows a kind of quick example of what you haven't been getting.
BlackBerry Enterprise Service 10. BlackBerry Enterprise Service 10 is redefining enterprise mobility.
A video produced by National Australia Bank celebrating Good Samaritans has gone viral. Filmed using hidden cameras, the clip follows the antics of regular people who decide to return a pair of sunglasses that they find near the entrance of a shopping center. A fake lost and found booth is assembled in the mall and a pair of sunglasses are planted strategically on the ground. Several people are then shown picking up the sunglasses and handing them over to the person manning the lost and found counter. Instead of a simple thank you, the good deed is rewarded with unexpected recognition. As they walk through the shopping center, their names and faces begin appearing all around them, from advertising scenes to the icing of a cake. Their simple act of kindness is celebrated for everyone to see. To see these wonderful acts of kindness, click the link below to be taken to the video.